So, gentlemen, welcome back to D&D this week. Last session, it was riveting. It was riotous. It was a little bit of an admin session. All the Guardians met up in the capital to discuss further plans and share a hearty breakfast after their adventures in the Feywild. In your discussions, you decided that the Dringers, Giri and Navedo, as well as Kaiman, Doc, and Davyak would go after Balzanor / Borasoth, whilst the rest of everyone would either remain in the capital or search for the mystical Yggdrasil tree to be able to get to Tiamat's lair of hell. Glyndon did some investigation and was able to find Yggdrasil after pushing through a mental barrier. Was able to find Yggdrasil. The Yggdrasil tree connection on this plane was located beneath the city of Abakacha in Titan. The Borasoth Balzanor group began their planning and decided to fight Borasoth on their own terms in their own battlefield. The plan quickly became that Doc would summon Borasoth with a gate spell. You would fight him in a battlefield that you would create in a cave or cavern. You would go to the north, and with Navedo's adept skill of navigating the mountains as a mountains druid, he would be able to find a suitable cave, and then using the earthquake spell of Kaiman's and move earth spell of Navedo, you would create a cavern of your own. However, in waiting out the day to sort of switch your spells, you went to gather some supplies. You gathered a potion of fire immunity, which I believe Doc has, or someone has, a diamond worth a whopping 5,000 gold pieces from the treasury, which you had to promise to give back. Also, Giri had her armor upgraded slightly, which has taken a couple of days to complete. We now get back to the sort of preparation, and we're going to do a little bit of a time jump just to save a lot of time. I've only just looked at the map. I leave you guys for 2 seconds.
The visual representation of what Giri's 9 attacks look like, or whatever it is now.
I see. We have a little bit of a time skip and fast forward some days to finish the cavern and you putting everything together. So what I would like, first of all, is a nature check using your wisdom modifier. So do you have, Navedo, do you have proficiency in nature?
I feel like I'd be remiss if I did. I do have proficiency in nature.
Right, so can you roll me a nature check, but with your... So just roll a wisdom check and add 6 now, actually. This is to see how well you build this cavern. Fantastic. You build this cavern, great. All the supports are strong. You sort of guide Kaiman with the earthquake spell, not to sort of overdo it. You're able to basically have everything exactly as you want. If you'd have failed that, some of those supports might have been a little bit weak and susceptible to some destruction. And maybe your hidden exit might not have been so hidden. But with a 7, with a 27, it is perfect. It is pristine. It is exactly what you wanted. A week goes by of you perfectly crafting this intricate space. It has now been about a month since your meeting with Tiamat and Borasoth in the tower originally. Finds a nuke in the earth. So a week goes by. You perfectly construct this whole space. You sort of manage to get the water in as well, just fine, and everything goes smoothly. During that week, are there any final preparations anyone else vis-a-vis Doc or Giri would like to do back at home?
Say your prayers.
Good things.
One, at some point during the week, I would like to set up Word of Recall in the Temple of Apollo. So
cool. The Temple of Apollo now has walls and a sort of roof again.
So whenever we...
So, yeah.
If we need it,
that's fine.
Word of Recall, it can recall it from somewhere, and I would like to go ahead and pick up the reliquary component we were discussing earlier for one of my spells. So
Is that the one in the capital or the one outside the capital?
That would be the Hawksmoor one, because that's actually linked to Apollo.
Cool. Doc goes on a quick trip to Hawksmoor, gathers a horse, travels very, very far. Very far. to Hawksmoor, picks up the reliquary. Yes, require you to sort of keep the 1,000 gold pieces
Yeah.
there as a sort of like,
Yeah.
if you're to die.
Inventory based on the pricing that you said to, so I've actually got enough gold.
Cool. So yeah, that is with you. You now have a reliquary, a small sort of golden box with a cure wounds scroll, one of the very first created by first of Apollo's healers. Cool. Giri, anything from you? Any last little bits you wanted to look around for, or anything like that? Or are you good?
No, death to the Defiler.
Death to the Defiler. All right, so a week goes by.
Sorry, just saying a third thing. Do we want a hero's feast the evening before we go?
Sure.
Yeah, can't
Okay,
find him.
Someone's going to need to stump up 1,000 gold then,
Fuck off.
because it's 1,000 gold and I haven't got that much money left.
Navedo has got some berries he found on a tree, and he's happy to share them with you.
Talk about a feast.
Hero's feast is a spell.
Does it consume the 1,000 gold?
It does, yes.
What do you gain from it?
So you're cured of all diseases, poisons. You become immune to poison and being frightened, and have advantage on all wisdom saving throws. Additionally, your hit point maximum increases by 2d10 for the duration, which is 24 hours.
I mean, being frightened's quite good.
Yeah.
Don't think poison will be an issue. And then wisdom saving throws. I don't know if he'll, but it would save him telling something against us. So
Yeah, make wisdom saves with advantage and an extra bunch of hit points.
we get that funded by some sort of sponsor or something like that. How can we attract some venture capitalists?
Go ask Oramis for all his money. that's the other thing.
Problem is, there's absolutely no gain out of this apart from destroying someone that people don't really care about. So,
yeah, I would say that like the capital basically doesn't have money to spare for you guys at the minute, given all the rebuilding projects and everything like that going on. Unfortunately, they can't. They can spare like 100 gold, but that's about it.
Do we all have 250? I've got 250.
Yeah, I've got 250.
I got 250.
Ryan, do you have 250 gold? Yeah.
I think we all put 250 in.
Right. Oh no, sorry, I'm not Oramis.
All right. So everyone puts in 250 gold, and I believe it's not 250 gold. It's a jewel encrusted bowl worth 250 gold.
It's a jewel encrusted bowl worth 1,000 GP.
Oh yeah, worth 1,000 GP. Yeah. So that is easily attainable in the Falcon district of the capital. You're able to get a beautiful jewel encrusted bowl. All these lovely sort of like multicolored jewels sort of on the outside, and inside it's this beautiful like porcelain style thing. Quite fragile, but very, very beautiful. And yes, the night before in the house, how many people does it feed? Up to
12.
Up to 12, yeah. So you could if you wanted to, and also invite. Not that it would really matter, but you can also invite like Glyndon and everyone else. Pretty much most, if not all, of the Guardians in there if you wanted to, as long as people are in the capital. And everyone enjoys a bountiful feast that evening. What is your feast? What is your feast food that you're making?
Hearty dwarven fare. So there's a lot of like underground mushrooms and things like that. Various sort of like spiced mushrooms and things.
Yikes!
Yeah, I guess
have a hardy constitution, so they like food quite spicy and things like that.
The rest of us are just shitting everywhere.
Yeah, there's also, obviously dwarves living in mountains. There's what are generally sort of known as like mountain hogs. They're basically like sort of more like boars than pigs, but they are very, very numerous and they are, mostly eaten. So yeah, it's basically like steak and spiced mushrooms type ordeal. If you're going for like a hearty dwarven type thing, or flagons fill with frothy, beautiful ale or spiced wines, and you all have a lovely evening winding down before a battle the next day. The next day, you would all prepare to travel, and just for my account, who is doing this in the north? Who is doing the fight? I know maybe Glyndon's going to take you up there or whatever, or you can get like any old conjuration wizard.
Hit points before I roll them.
Yes,
because it says that its hit point maximum increases by 2d10 and it gains the same number of hit points. So everyone is essentially healing 2d10 above their maximum. Because of my feature as a 17th level life domain cleric, would that just give everyone the maximum 2d10?
Put the spell description of Hero's Feast in the chat for me to read really quickly. There's just one bit. Bring forth feast. Up to 12 creatures partake. Creatures partakes in the feast, gain several benefits. Creatures curable of disease or poison. Hit point maximum also increases, and it gains the same number of hit points. And what is the wording on your thing? Is it when you heal a creature or when you give a creature like hit points?
So the wording.
Because I would say this isn't necessarily healing someone.
You would normally roll one or more dice to restore hit points with a spell. You instead use the highest number possible for each die.
I would say no one has fought anything today. No one should be missing hit points. And you're not restoring hit points to a creature. You're giving hit points to a creature. So I'm going to say no. Unfortunately, your Hero's Feast thing does not immediately give everyone 20 hit points. That is my interpretation of it. Of the Hero's Feast. It is. So if everyone would like to roll 2d10 and
that's not great for me, that has.
Add it to your maximum hit points.
Worse than mine.
Now, these are added to your hit points for the next day, so make sure you write down what your current hit points are. And then for the next 24 hours, these are above. So if, for example, you were to go... You could do it, but just remember that if you go below these, you can also go back up to them as well. So say you've got 12 there. So say you have, I don't know, now you used to have 100, now you have 112. If you lose those 12 hit points and you get healed, you can regain them again. Unlike temporary hit points. Only for the next 24 hours. After 24 hours, your hit points go back to normal.
Max HP so much.
Yeah, you could just keep rolling this again and again and again and again and again and again. Crazy.
I know what we should have done. Rather than stumping at the money, we should just ask Lyndon to wish for the money.
Actually, really could have done that.
Too late.
You could have, but there would have been a 33% chance that you can never wish for anything like that again.
No, I think if you cast a spell of lower, you don't lose it. It's only if you do stuff outside.
Right, yeah, you mean, yeah.
The wish, like, things you can do with wish.
No, yeah, you said wish for the money, not wish for the spell. That's what I was thinking. If you wish for money...
You could have wished for the spell as well.
Yeah.
But he just sat there consuming your dwarven mushrooms, laughing.
I like to think by now that, like, all of you sort of traveling together and stuff, you've had some of Doc's food and are somewhat acclimatized to it. In the same way as someone might get acclimatized to Nando's if they have it, I don't know, twice, 3 times every week. Spice of that. So, with that all out of the way, the night passes, you get a good long rest. The next day comes, and yes, who is traveling north to fight? Who is fighting in this battle? So we have Navedo, we have Dok, we have Kaiman, and we have Giri.
I think possibly would have made an arrangement with whoever's remaining, like Linda, maybe, that if it goes to shit, have him on standby.
Yeah? How would Linda know it's gone to shit?
Several of us can message, can't we?
Yeah.
Doc can message, I know.
I'm assuming Daviak's coming.
Oh yes, Daviak is also coming. Yeah, I need to.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Orson, how big is this cave?
I think we said it was 10 foot tall, so he couldn't
I think
fly.
we did. He can't
Yeah.
get away.
Orson can like his head is scraping on the ceiling. He is like restricted movement in here. But I mean, you could have him come if you wanted to.
He's actually on a sabbatical
Okay.
after what we put him through last time.
He's been signed off with stress.
Yeah. Do you remember we teleport away from somewhere and we just didn't bring him, so he just ran all the way.
Yeah. No, you went off with a bunch of giants.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
And
followed.
yeah, he you told him to run, so he ran into the back of a yeti lair.
Mhm.
And
He's not
you just-
perfect, but
you had a bloody bloodbath trying to get him. But he was very funny.
I don't know.
He lost
how
an
much of
arm?
a collective bloodbath that was. I feel like it's very centralized
Was-
around Giri.
Giri just fucking cutting up these yeti.
Giri making
Uh,
Yeti sashimi.
You fucking asked for it.
They did. That was a lot of fun though.
That is
Anyway,
Giri's magic
so
I took their balls.
right, so you teleport to the north. Glyndon, I'm not going to bother rolling another D100 or whatever. Glyndon, you would be smart enough to go like, okay, I'll pick up a stone from this place and then go back and then come back and stuff, so you can go back there. You teleport them over there. You all are there inside this place. Glyndon, I don't know, teleport home, or Glyndon does whatever Glyndon does. The place
turns
is
invisible and goes in the back of the cave just to watch.
wouldn't put it past him. So you all prepare yourselves to move. I would say to move this like block back over the doorway. You're going to need to expend a spell for Move Earth or something, because obviously for
Is
you guys,
that what we decided? We're gating in like a little doorway we've created, and then we're shutting it, but leaving the gate up. Is that what we're doing?
So
Or-
there's like I thought there was like a tunnel into this cave.
Mhm.
Then what we've done is like basically put like a stone doorway over it so that it looks like we're in a sealed room,
Oh, I see. Okay.
so that Balzanor or Borasoth doesn't try and just flee from us.
Hmm. Okay. So where we positioning the gate to bring him in?
In the middle and then spread out around him, or at one end and sort of just array across.
Over the water.
Yeah.
So he gets dunked.
could put it like on the wall, basically on the back, so that he comes in and falls into the water. That's perfectly doable.
How deep's the water?
The water at its most is 5 feet deep, so you'd be
Nice.
basically like wading in it. Like basically like
I don't think it's it's not a good idea to bring him in the water. I don't think, because he could probably just fly out.
He can't
Even
fly.
though he can fly, he's just not going to be able to get out of our range. But he could still like hover above the water, so it's not difficult terrain for him. But it would be for us.
Isn't he 10 feet tall?
Is he?
he's about 9 feet tall.
We have
Plus
Oh,
horns.
Ben's got him on a technicality there.
No. He's 9 feet tall plus horns.
So he can't.
He's scraping.
So he's scraping.
I suppose. In
And
theory
I'm
he would
assuming to
jump off
fly,
the
something would need to be able to,
Yeah.
Depends on your method of
Maybe
flying.
we do him in the water then, and he won't be able to move out as quickly.
Mm.
If it's difficult terrain, which I'm assuming it is.
Yes. So basically, like, if any squares that are fully in the water, so like any squares that are fully in the water are difficult terrain. Any that are like partially in the water, like say for example this one, or maybe like even this one back here,
think you're painting
that's
them the wrong
not difficult
letters.
terrain. Oh yeah. So yeah, any squares that are like this one or this one here or this one here, that's not difficult terrain. But any squares that are fully blue, that is difficult terrain.
Sweet.
Okay. And what is this goal here? Are we trying to knock him out, or Doc? Do you have a spell that should set him free from this?
Yes, that's a good reminder.
It's a very, very good reminder.
Before we start, Doc would, probably like just say this to everyone that to perform this sort of exorcism, the creature needs to be weak, but not unconscious. If you reduce something to 0, it just disappears back to the hell or the abyss or wherever it came from. So it needs to be weak, but not unconscious. We need to subdue it so that it's controlled, and then it'll take me 3 rounds. Would be about 10% of its, so like about under 10% of its max HP.
If you're worried about going too low, you can roll perception checks or medicine checks to see how, on a percentage level, how much hit points he has. And I will, if you roll well enough, I will notify you sort of if he's there yet, basically.
Yeah. Basically, for the ritual to be effective, it needs Borasoth needs to be conscious and aware of me and remain within 30 feet of me, so we can't knock him out, we can't charm him into submission. It's going to take 3 rounds of concentrating on this ritual spell to potentially perform this exorcism.
Okay. So we need to get him damaged and then contained.
Try and pin him down.
Yeah,
Okay.
low, pin him down, keep him pinned down for 3 rounds. And pinned down, as you said, he cannot be stunned because he needs to, or stunned or unconscious, because when Doc is doing this, he is saying some words as part of a ritual, and he needs to be able to hear those words clearly. The demon inside him needs to be able to clearly hear those words for him to get out. It's also why, you couldn't just go up to him in his sleep and just whisper an exorcism into his ear and defeat him. No. And also, once it starts, it is going to be extremely painful for Borasoth. So he's obviously going to try and run away. He's going to try and flee. And that is why he must be subdued.
Yeah, and it is a concentration thing for me. So if it goes wrong, if I take damage and have to make a save, we might have to start over at some point. But I've got ways around. I've got a +9 con save, so Doc's reasonably good at maintaining concentration now.
Provided Borasoth doesn't hit you with the big guns.
Yes. Well, hopefully we can expend his big guns early on.
Okay, so we're gating, and then you'd have to drop concentration on that anyway to do this ritual thing.
Yes, but as I say, he needs to be weak before I can start. So
okay,
I'll gate, and then I'll basically drop gates straight away, so he can't flee back through the gate.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Right. Any other questions? Any other anything? Kaiman, can you put your token on limit for me, please?
How big was a bronze dragon?
How big is a bronze dragon?
Oh,
Depends how
my man
old
hitting
it
up
is.
that true polymorph.
So a young bronze dragon would be large. So that would fit inside this.
What about an adult?
An adult one, I would say, is an adult one takes up the space of 15 feet by 15 feet.
Okay, so not.
I would say that if you wanted to be a bronze dragon, an adult one, you could be, but you obviously wouldn't be able to fly, and you would move at a reduced speed because you would effectively be crawling through this space.
Yeah.
But you would be able to be one.
It's the damage type of a bronze dragon.
Because
question that.
The damage type.
Yeah.
I believe it is lightning.
Yeah.
That's what it's because bronze. Is it brass then that's fire as well?
Brass is fire as well.
Okay, because I was going to say, if you're going to be a fire-breathing dragon, it's not going to work well against the fire demon.
No.
But if you're lightning, then we're all good.
Giri has more HP than an adult bronze dragon.
That's disgusting.
Giri has 200 and something
Yeah.
HP.
Yeah, I'd basically to make up for not having any spells, fighters just get a bunch of ASIs. So I've just taken feats. So I've got tough, and then I've got 5 con.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Fucking sick. And has Giri shaved a beard today from her dwarven
No,
belt?
we're going hairy today.
That's a bad idea.
Nah.
Fire kicking about.
Yeah, it'll come off anyway at some point. But we're going mano-y mano here.
I love it.
Actually,
Okay,
maybe a
so
bit of that heat shield.
Yeah, singe.
you all prepare yourselves. You get ready. A sort of moment of silence, sort of just almost sits just still in this cave, and then Doc, you begin casting your spell. I would say at this point, you guys can put yourselves anywhere on the map you would like to be, and please let me know. So I'm going to put Borasoth already like on the map now. Where do you want him? Where is he going to appear?
We said in the water.
Yeah.
He's quite
So,
big.
yeah, basically.
He's a
I
pretty
mean-
big boy.
Like,
Right where I want.
I mean, probably like basically up against the back wall. So he's probably back 1 square.
Okay.
Gary, you could probably position yourself
Perfect.
there if you wanted. So you're like 1 step.
He's having a shower. He's got the waterfall behind him, like thing.
Yeah, does it douse his flame?
You'll find out.
And
Yeah.
real quick,
Yeah.
1 second, I can't find the spell.
Get your fucking bears in.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I precast a 9th level spell?
Yeah, of course you can. Anyone can precast anything they want to.
Say 9 levels of.
9 levels of bears.
Oh, I was actually thinking of flying bees.
9 levels of
Giant
nine
wasp.
levels
God,
of
the
flying
flashbacks.
flying
How
bees.
How many wasps?
Giant wasp, yeah.
How many?
It's like 32.
Fuck me.
What?
Is that giant
It's-
wasp?
Yeah, let me check.
I was about to say, is that the best use of your 9th level spell? And I don't care anymore.
So,
I could do the bears for old time's sake, but I think what might be better damage economy.
So you can do at high levels, when you cast a spell at high levels, you can choose one of the summoning things above, and the more creatures appear. Twice as many at 5th level, 3 times as many at 7th level, 4 times as many at 9th level. How many is a giant wasp? A giant wasp is CR1 half. So you can make 4 times 4, so you can make 16 giant wasps. Yeah. So let me just.
It's impressive until they're all turned into toasty snacks.
Damage.
So let me just grab a real quick fucking wasp token for the 16 giant motherfucking wasps. Druids. I'm so glad you don't play Navedo all the time. It would ruin me. I'm kidding. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So let me just, I don't know, go to this, creatures and monsters, and we're just going to grab any old thing. We're going to use I know there was a fly, because I was actually looking at this earlier on.
Look, I've just rolled what you would do if all of them hit. Bloody hell.
What did you get?
This is assuming all of them hit, so obviously that's not going to happen. But so I think, correct me my maths if I'm wrong, but it's 4d6 plus 2 is what they do, because it's poison damage and the sting.
Yeah.
So 16 times 4 is 64d6.
64d6.
I haven't even
Fuck.
added the modifier on, actually.
All right, so here's what we're going to do.
200
I'll
damage.
give you the choice, Luke. You can either make these into basically 4 groups of 4 flying wasps, or you can have control of 16 individual
I think-
flying wasps.
I think do swarms of the wasps.
Swarms of the wasps, and giant wasps, I believe, are small still. Like they still count as small creatures.
They're large.
Medium beasts.
Medium beasts. All right then.
Why did I-
So
why did I say
that
large?
actually that does work out. So then we're going to put them on there, and this is going to be the red one. It's going to be that one. Be that one. It's going to be that one. What is the HP of a giant flying wasp?
13.
13. It's 13 times 4.
52.
50.
52. So each of them have 52 HP. I'm just going to give you control over these. Oh, I'm going to have to do it fucking individually, aren't I? Thank God I didn't do 16.
Sorry, folks.
No, it is okay. I'm looking forward to this because in my mind, one of the scariest things I've seen Navedo do was to those fucking manticores where you just got giant wasps to absolutely obliterate them. And yeah, so you should be able to have control over those now. Those, I know they look like bats, but they're actually wasps. And yeah, they
It's
are.
all theatre of the mind.
It is all theatre of the mind. So as an action, I'm going to say they can each do 4 attacks. So they have the speed of a giant flying wasp. They can move through a space equal, like a medium space. So if a space somehow gets closed out, they can move through a medium space. And they have 4 attacks. They do that damage. And when they lose 13 HP, they will lose 1 attack per round. When they, that's how we're going to do this. And then when they're down to just 1 wasp, they go to being medium. It just goes to being a medium creature again. That's how we're doing this.
Mhm.
So, precast these
Can I
wasps. There is now a
Guardian
drone.
of Faith, please.
Of course you can. Guardian of Faith is in the big smashy
The
guy.
big smashy guardian. The big static smashy guardian.
Why don't you draw up where your Guardian of Faith is going to appear?
I will draw a nice yellow circle.
Because Giri and Kaiman haven't met before, I like to think Giri's just gone to the front while the 2 casters are at the back, and then Kaiman's just joined Giri at the front, and she's a bit like, what is he adding? Why have you joined me here?
Or
To be fair, water is your home, isn't it?
He's also got an enormous shield.
Yeah.
True.
I imagine
Tower
Kaiman
shield
looks
just
more like a
stood in
fighter than a
room.
cleric when he walks around because he's got heavy armor and a massive shield and a giant, like, bonking glove on.
Oh yeah. Kaiman is the
So
least
he's-
clericy of all clerics, but he is a cleric.
he doesn't know he's a cleric.
I love him so much.
I love that. I actually love that.
His big voice just like tells him to make stuff, and like he's like, I can't see you, but I'll try my best, sir.
I love it. Right, so Guardian of Faith appears, big, angelic, holy warrior, as Doc has explained before. I think we're ready.
Mhm.
So, Doc, when you cast the gate spell, how does
Yes.
it look when Doc casts the gate spell?
So Doc reaches into his bag and pulls out this enormous 5,000 GP diamond, and casts the gate spell, and like basically a door made of 2 like giant sets of like feathery wings just sort of like opens up and resolves itself into this portal.
Okay. Portal opens, and as it is filled with light and like almost blinds you guys, just filled with this enormous light, it eventually dissipates as you speak the name Borasoth. As it fades, there is just darkness. Or at least you think it's darkness, because compared to the light that you've just seen in the light of your room, it can only be pitch black in there, but it's not. There is a faint light. And that faint light just comes from 2 eyes in the very back of the room, and a hand that is just like a bead of a fireball. It's just sort of like twiddling it between his fingers. Then all of a sudden, this being is thrust, pulled from the throne he is sat on, and is flung into this space. Like, 1,000 miles per hour, suddenly just ripped from where he was and pulled in. He lands with a heavy splash in the floor, and all of a sudden, steam just begins rising all around him. Borasoth stands, as I said, about 9 feet tall, his horns making up the last foot. His skin like molten volcanic stone, veins of magma sort of rippling beneath his skin. He has a sort of
Then
single
should have
large.
said it was like preparing to attack him when he came in.
Yeah, of course. I figured as much. Sort of, huge shoulder pauldron on one side. He's got his like massive great club in one hand. Actually, no. Technically, he wouldn't really have his great club, but he can summon it, so it's fine. He just stands there in the mist. Immediately, your attacks go off. Giri, you can roll me some attacks.
26.
26 hits Borasoth. Yes, absolutely.
17.
17.
Critical.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Roll to hit again. If you hit, you get perfect strike.
Oh,
Yes, roll the damage and add 4d12.
30. So what we're on 47 so far, and then final hit.
47 so far.
19. I can't imagine that hits.
19 just hits.
Or 11.
And 11.
58.
58 damage. Not bad from the first attacking round. As Borasoth suddenly appears, the steam rippling off him, Giri, you wade through the water and just suddenly, like, first attack sort of slams into his shoulder. The second attack cuts him right on the neck, and this gout of lava just pours in and literally just like makes this huge like steam blast from the water as it just this like hot stuff just hits the water, and the final attack just sort of slashing his side again. He gives off a faint grunt, a somewhat faint displeasure of the slight pain he's in. And immediately as he's here, the water almost already starts to heat up, almost boiling. As he arrives, he goes, I knew this day was coming. Very well. Let it begin. Why don't we all roll some initiative? Gentlemen?
Oh, my.
Oh, Navedo.
I need
That's
dice for
the
the
most receptive Navedo has ever been to anything. Jesus Christ, lads.
Oh,
My
the
wish
cleric's
to
shining
Oh.
bright there.
the clerics.
Uh,
It's fine.
do we get advantage on initiative as we were planning this assault?
I would say no.
No, it's fine.
I'd say Kaiman's there just like, how do I digest this steak?
It's
Huge steak.
spicy, Kaiman.
Yeah. All right. Now
Luke, do the wasps go
Borasoth.
after you?
Yeah. I'm
Alright.
I'm happy to say they just go after you if you want. Or we can just roll an initiative for all of them. So they will all go on just like a singular initiative. So roll me a d20 and add 2.
Uh, 20. 18. So they do go after me
Ooh.
Fantastic.
because you're all rubbish.
And right after them, it's young Mr. Borasoth over there. So let's get
He's
this all.
Hundreds of years old, isn't he?
Who's hundreds of years old?
Borasoth, I swear.
Well, technically, yes. Well, it's a bit of a complicated one because, I mean, he's just been sort of sat in the bloodline of Balzanor waiting to come out. So we have Navedo, Wasps, Borasoth. Then we have Giri, Doc, Kaiman.
I don't like obviously to us it's cool, but if you can you imagine describing to someone your epic boss battle that you had and you're like, oh, what happened? You're like, this weird forest guy summoned some wasps. It was so cool, man. We're really high level, and he summoned some wasps.
Some
Some
big ones.
wasps,
We also
but
put the bad guy in in a pool and poured some water on him.
Yeah.
Some jacuzzi.
yeah, it is like right now, like almost within the few seconds he's appeared in here. Like, yeah, imagine it sort of like getting to jacuzzi level.
My pores
Right
are going to be
then.
so opened after all this steam. Going to be clean like I've never been
Absolutely.
before.
Absolutely.
We could
So
have built some ventilation drafts into this thing.
it is it is completely thinged out if the fire starts in here, which I'm sure it won't with the Demon Lord of Fire. Could be some oxygen problems, but we're not going to bother. Right, so Navedo, you are up first. What would you like to do, young Master Navedo?
I'm gonna go in nice and light. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Bosh there. And I'm going to use a level 1 ice knife spell, which I think I can throw that, right?
You can throw that, yes. As a warning, you would know Ice Knife does damage anyone within 10 feet where it hits.
I don't
You do
want
run the
to
risk
that.
of damaging Giri as well, but you also know that in this time off, Giri's been getting fucking swole and has a lot of hit points. So, you know, it's entirely up to you.
I'm sure I can deal with your petty ice knife.
I mainly want to see how affected he is by cold damage.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, no, that's
bigger things. So ice knife off.
19 does just hit. Now let me saying what I wrote down for cold damage. Because I know
I'm assuming that does not say when you're DC.
No, unless you have advantage because Kaiman's there. It still doesn't do anything. So
don't know why you get advantage from Kaiman being there.
moral support, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes Benny just got to shoot a shot, and occasionally
Yes. Dramatically backwards into Kaiman's arms.
It's finally someone who's man enough for me.
You're talking about Borasoth?
A bit of both.
Right, so roll up your damage, or if you're already done that. He needs to see if he fails on a dex save, which he
Only 10 damage. It's not great. It's only a level 1 spell, I suppose.
What were you expecting?
Dexterity plus 8.
Something amazing, I guess.
That is a fail.
It's a fail.
Yeah, that is a fail. So he takes 10 points of cold damage.
Oh, I see. He failed. I thought you were being
He failed.
Not very dexterous then.
Yeah,
and
to rate all our combat moves.
Yeah.
And you do see as this ice knife sort of jams into his shoulder and then like explodes, you do see part of him, like the lava cools and all these veins of lava that are making him glow do slightly dim. And that, like, you know, say you hit him in the shoulder, he does sort of, that shoulder does look like it moves a little slower, but you haven't quite, but you do get the sense that, you know, he quickly pushes out of it. You get the sense that you haven't quite done enough cold damage to him in one go, or in one turn, rather, to have this adverse effect. You need 15 cold damage in a single turn, and some stuff will happen.
I'm glad everyone packed their cold spells. Right?
Yes.
Yes. I'm sure the Forge Cleric is full of cold spells.
Don't give me that attitude.
Right.
All right, wafts suddenly fly in.
I'll start with red. How do you want me to roll?
So just roll me 4d20, and they each have a +4 to hit. They need a 19.
Advantage as well.
They would have advantage, so roll me those 4d20 again, and we'll take the.
That's better.
That is a bit better. So first one doesn't hit. So second one does hit. Third one doesn't hit. Fourth one does. That's 2 hits from the first set of wasps. So we'll take this. So roll me. So we'll do.
I'll do all of them. And then
Yeah. We'll do all the damage at once. So then roll me 2 more sets of 4d20.
Oh, nice.
Oh, one nat 20, which obviously hits. Second one misses. Third one misses. Fourth one hits. So far, you've got 3 hits.
We've got
3 hits and 1 crit.
3 hits and 1 crit. So that's basically 5 hits.
Yep. Yeah. Roll another set of 2d20.
2 more hit.
Oh.
Plus another
So yeah, 2 more hit. So that's 1 more hit and 1 more crit.
Oh, hello. So actually, all 4 of those attacks on that third attack hit? Because they get advantage, right?
Yeah. Not the 16.
There's
Yeah,
no,
16 plus 4.
Oh, it's
20
4. I thought it was plus
would
2.
hit.
never
No,
mind.
it's
Yes,
17,
that is.
16
You
plus
guys
2,
with the fucking
18 on
crits
that
today.
die.
Of course,
So
you're
it's
coming out with some
basically another
crits.
5 with the crit.
Yeah. He needs to roll 4 con saves. I'm just gonna treat the con saves as per individual one, like per individual sort of group.
Okay,
No, I'm not
and the
rolling
next
fucking
gets
16 con saves.
2.
Another 2.
So
I make that 10 hits, including 2 crits.
10 hits, including 2 crits. Right. So his con save modifier is pretty high. What's your spell save DC, Luke? Oh no, what's the DC of the giant wasp? DC 11. He can't fail. So
Save some time
Take half
rolling.
damage.
it is. So why don't you roll me the sting damage first, so the piercing damage first. So how many hits was it in total? If you count the crits as 2 hits.
10. 10 hits.
10
10
hits. So
including the
roll me 10d6.
Yes.
crits. Oh, including the crits, though, it'd be 12d6.
Okay, 12d6.
12d6 plus, I think it's plus 2, so 12d6
plus
plus
2
20.
to each, yeah.
Yeah,
40. That's 60, right?
that is 60 damage. Halved, because it's non-magical piercing damage.
I'm 30 damage.
30 damage. That is still pretty fucking good. And then the poison damage. So it's 3d6 poison on a failed save, half as much. So we're going to half whatever the outcome is. So 3d6
30
times
D6?
36.
12. Basically.
So roll 36 d6.
Oh,
What the fuck is this spell?
the amount of 6 in that.
36.
127 half
63.
to 63. Halved again because he is a fiend, which has resistance to poison damage.
Oh,
yeah.
31.
31. That is still a very good 60 damage. Fucking all of it reduced. That is insane.
Still a bit of a war crime.
On the first.
Yeah. 60 damage on the first turn of just some fucking giant wasps against a
Can you
massive
imagine?
creature.
You get pulled out of bed and attacked by 16 giant wasps. I'd give
Yeah.
up.
So that's
If someone yanked me out
But-
of bed and attacked me with 16 regular wasps, I'd give up.
so that's kind of fucking insane. So of course he's going to use his first set of legendary actions,
Sense.
and he's going to use all 3 of his legendary actions
Okay.
to do what, I hear you ask? To cast the first of many fireballs. So can I get, if he casts it up into the ceiling, because he doesn't want to cast it into the water, obviously, up into the ceiling, that would basically be right above him, 5, 10, 15, yeah, Navedo. So everyone, apart from Doc, can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, I imagine 17's not enough.
And unfortunately not, 17 is not enough.
I miss the paladins.
I'm just going to do, I'm going to, because this is,
Good thing we have advantage on wisdom. I feel so wise.
right.
Say
So,
goodbye to the wasps, Luke.
the wasps, can you roll just 4d20 and add 2 to each of them? So that's red, blue, green, orange, green is the thing it goes. So actually, orange passes. Blue passes. Everybody else fails. So that is going to be 35 points of fire damage to everyone that failed. Half as much to blue wasps. That does mean 1 wasp is dead. So now this blue wasp only gets 3 attacks. And this is where it gets interesting. Because Borasoth is the demon lord of fire. His fire is not just regular fire, it is hell fire. This is burning fire. And so this is where we're going to introduce a new mechanic for this particular boss fight called burning. Now, burning, basically, whenever you fail a saving throw from one of his spells that deals fire damage, or you're hit by an attack that deals fire damage, you gain 1 level of burning. A burning creature takes a cumulative 1d6 fire damage at the end of each of its turns for each level of burning that it has. So, for example, if you've just failed this now, you now each will take 1d6 fire damage at the end of your turns. Next turn, if you fail another one, you'll take 2d6. If you fail another one, 3d6. Fail another one, 4d6. Up to a maximum of 6d6. As an action, you can remove 1 level of burning by just automatically. If you are successful on a DC 10 dexterity check, you can remove 2. If you take cold damage, if you're in a strong wind, or, very luckily for all of you, if you're submerged in water, you lose all levels of burning. Every time a creature is magically healed, they lose a level of burning, and for every 10 HP a creature is healed above 10, they lose an additional level of burning. For example, if you heal 20 HP, you lose 2 levels of burning. If you heal 30 HP, you lose 3 levels of burning. So,
Do you just gain burning from taking fire damage?
you gain it from getting hit by one of his attacks that deals fire damage, or failing a saving throw against one of his spells that deals fire damage.
Okay, so we all technically burning, but then I'm submerged, so I wouldn't.
So, yes.
I'd lose it rather.
Yeah, you would like immediately get it, but I would say, you're just able to quickly just
Stop, stop, and roll.
You're fine. Yeah, so you're fine. Everyone else, note down. I'm not going to keep track of your burning. I'd like you guys to keep track of your burning. So just if you click your character tokens, you'll get 3 little boxes above your character tokens. You can put it in there. Just quick cheat sheet. How many levels of burning you have, or if you want to put it on your character sheet, you can use it instead of exhaustion, and just hot up things like that. Kaiman, very interestingly, you, I'm going to say, are immune to burning, but because his fire damage is hellfire, we all knew Balzanor got through resistance, and immunity became resistance. So you are now no longer immune to his fire damage. You're resistant to his fire damage. So you will take half fire damage from his attacks anyway, and half damage from his bludgeoning attack. So basically all of his attacks just take away half. So instead of 35 damage, Kaiman, you will take 17. that is that. Quick little thing out the way. And that was his legendary action. So, now for his
Did it-
turn.
Did not kill all the wasps.
Oh, the what? So,
Where did he
52
throw his fireball?
HP.
yeah, each one has 52 HP. They took 35
Oh, you've done
damage.
it
So
as
that's
you've done it as groups. I see. Okay.
yeah. So that's fucking like 3 wasps dead.
17 HP left.
Yeah. So 2 wasps left in each group.
Except the one that passed would have taken 17 fire damage. So there'd be
Yeah.
3
3
wasps
wasps left.
in that group.
Cool. So I'm going to
Still
keep track of this,
some wasps.
Luke. That is fine. Borasoth's turn. Now Borasoth gets to make how many attacks? Borasoth makes 4 attacks. One with his gore, one with his claw, one with his mace, one with his kick. So let's see how this fucking works out. First is going to go towards Giri because you hit him. He's going to go with a gore first against you. So he thrashes underwater and slams up at you with his horns. That is a 30
Obviously,
on the gore attack. So, God, how much is that? Oh, I need more dice. Oh, I need more dice. Should have prepared. There we go. So that is 2, 4, 8, 12, 20 points of piercing damage. And can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
22.
You are fine. And you don't take any more damage.
So just
Next,
straight 20, yeah.
just straight 20.
Right.
Next attack, so the claw attack is then going to go against, make this easy, red wasps. No. I'll tell you what, no, the wasps are in a big horde against him, and he's realized that they've been sort of thinged by his fireball, so actually next attack's going to go against Giri again. That is a 31 with his claw, so that's only 2 8, so that's 4 plus 8, 16 slashing damage.
Mhm.
And the great club attack. Oh, and that 1 on the great club attack.
Sorry, was that
So you-
16 for the other one? Just flat
16, 16 for the other one, yeah. Just flat 16 slashing. So slashes at you with his sort of goring horns, comes down at you with his claw. Great club swing and a miss. And finally the kick. Yeah, everyone else is slightly out of range. So unfortunately, I guess he's going to have to go for you again. And that is it hits is like a 34. And can you make
Glad
me
we rolled
a
below 30.
can you make me a strength saving throw, please? That was a 16, 17, and 19 on the dice that hit.
Ouchie. Strength savior.
Yes, please.
21.
You are fine. You do not get knocked prone, but you do take some damage, some bludgeoning damage from him just poof kicking you in the just mid rim. That'll be 11, 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bloody hell.
That will then be the end of his turn. As I don't think he has anything left, and because all of you guys I will say this: he uses his bonus action to then look at Giri and glare with his eyes, but you're immune to fear, so nothing happens. There we go. He looks at Giri sort of like menacingly. His eyes flare with smoke, but Giri, you just renewed with this sense of godly passion. You're fine. You don't see any fear in this guy.
I'm not scared of the dwarven mushrooms.
Exactly. Next up is, funnily enough, Giri with what is probably going to be a bit of a retaliation, I'm assuming.
100%. Fighting Spirit, 15 temporary hit points, advantage on next 3 attacks, or all attacks for this turn. I'm doing more than 3. Kubo Greatsword,
Right.
25. Assume that hits.
25 hits.
11. I'm going to re-roll that because using my Great Weapon Expert. I'm going to re-roll that. 1. That's 1 again. Fuck me.
Cool. So 11s. That's
I'm going to take a -5 on this next hit for an additional 10 damage if it hits.
okay.
31. I assume a 26 hits.
Yep.
So 26 damage there.
26 damage there. Alrighty. So that's 1, 12, 1, 9, 5. Yep.
And I will do the same again, -5. 21.
21. Yep.
So 27 damage.
27 damage.
Because he had a fucking hard on for my death, I'm going to action surge and do another 3 attacks. So another -5. 27. I assume that hits.
yes. Upon seeing that you're going to do this, he is going to use his reaction. Seeing that you're going to action surge and really go at him right away, he's going to use his reaction to do Hellish Rebuke. So can you please do a dex saving throw?
Not very good at these. 15.
15 fails, I'm afraid. It's not going to be too much damage. And you would gain a level of burning if you weren't in the fucking water. It's going to be 13 fire damage.
13. Yep. So that was that in retaliation to that most recent attack?
That was in retaliation to that most recent attack, yeah.
Okay. So I've got 2 more attacks. So I'll take another -5 on this one. 24 hits.
24 hits.
28 damage. And then final attack. Take the -5 again. Crit. That doubles the dice roll, doesn't it? Not the additional.
Yeah.
So I'll do that again because 22 hits, yeah?
22 does hit, yeah.
So I get my damage from my sword.
Yep.
Hang on, I've got to work this one out. Fuck me.
So you do
another 2d6 on that
another.
Because it's a crit.
Why would you get another 2d6? So yeah, so roll damage with the so roll the crit one. So where you roll to hit, roll damage with that instance, and that will automatically do the crit for you. And now just roll me 4d12.
16.
16. So
Plus-
that is
So 19, 29 because plus 10, 39, 45. Just from that hit.
45.
Anyone be asked to work out how much damage I did there?
I could figure it out. I can't be fucked. Yeah. Fuck
How's
it.
it-
We'll
how's he
work
looking?
it out. We'll work it out after the session, but he's looking all right. He's certainly been damaged. That certainly messed him the fuck up more than he really thought. And in this moment, as you slash, cut, swipe, and everything, it's just like thrashing around in water. And you can just see more, like everyone just sees more steam bubbling up as more of this lava and spittle is just like flying off of his body. But yeah, fair fucking play. That is a heck of a ton of damage right there. Fantastic. Is that the end of your turn?
Bonus action surge. Yeah, that's everything for me. I will stand my ground.
Fantastic. He's going to use a legendary action to. Yeah, he's going to use a legendary action, 2 legendary actions rather, to do charge. So he gets to move up to his speed through any creatures. If they're blocking him, they get to make a dex save to move out of the way. And wherever he lands, he gets to make a gore attack. So he gets to move up to his speed, which would be halved in the water. So that's 10, 20. Fuck, was 30, 35. 14. No, he's going to remain at 35 here. He's just going to get out of that. Can Giri and Kaiman make a dex save, please?
So also make a dex save.
Would you say the wasps get an attack of opportunity?
This movement doesn't incur opportunity attacks, as he's suddenly just charging out of this water in a thrash of steam. 20, I would say, passes on this. Yes.
Can Borasoth make a dex save, please?
Can Borasoth make a dex save?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you've moved within the range of the Guardian of Faith.
Yes, of course. So that is a 18.
So he fails, so he takes 20 damage. Which I need to make a note of.
This thing just goes down, bong, on the back of his head. Nice. Giri, can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yeah. I do have Sentinel, so do you think it would trigger an opportunity attack or no? I'm happy if you say no. But...
No, because this particular movement for this charge ability doesn't incur opportunity attacks. It's kind of the thing. 19, I'm going to say with the crit you pass. Yeah. So you guys aren't knocked prone. You just have to move out of the way. Wherever he lands, he gets to make a gore attack. So he's going to make a gore attack, obviously, against Kaiman. So Kaiman, can you make me a... No, you don't. No. This is the thing. You don't have to make me con saves on this, because you can't be fucking poisoned. But a 26... That does hit you, Kaiman. Are you using shield?
I'm using shield.
He's using shield, and that just misses, I believe. As he sort of charges through Kaiman, you manage to stay strong, and then quickly doubles back on himself, goes to slam up against you, but you manage to just make this almost like spectral shield in front of your own massive one, and it blocks his damage, and his horns just scrape up the side of it with this horrifying nails on chalkboard kind of noise. But he's out of some danger. That's 2 of his legendary actions. Next up, we go to Doc.
Okay.
Doc, what you got?
I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20 feet and pull out this reliquary that I brought with me and cast Holy Aura, which covers all my allies. So it's basically anyone within 30 feet of me that I choose. Creatures in that radius shed dim light in a 5-foot radius, have advantage on all saving throws, and other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them until the spell ends. In addition, when a
Nice.
fiend or undead hits an affected creature with a melee attack, the aura flashes with brilliant light, and the attacker must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be blinded until the spell ends. Concentration up to 1 minute.
Question. Does your reaction comes back at the beginning of your turn?
Yes, your reaction comes back on your turn.
So he doesn't have a reaction. The spell goes off.
So, and then I'm going to move. So what is 25? So 30. So what was that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35 feet over towards this side of the room.
Good choice.
Fantastic choice. And finally, we have the Master Kaiman. What would Sir Kaiman like to do in this instance?
What was that called, JJ? Sorry, you just cast.
Holy Aura is the spell. So yeah, advantage on all saves, disadvantage for anything to attack you. If it's a fiend or undead, it has to make when it hits you, it makes a con save or is blinded. And it makes it save every time it hits you, and then if it's blinded until the spell ends. So, but that is my 8th level spell gone, and now my 9th for gate as well. So I'm burning the big ones early.
That's bad. Kaiman, what you got? What you got in the locker?
I've just got a lot of fire stuff. I don't have any other weapons. Well, I mean, I have a javelin. Can I do
Oh,
elemental
hit
weapon?
him with a javelin.
Can I like use elemental weapon for ice damage?
Yeah, you absolutely could. So elemental weapon, I believe, is that an action or a bonus action?
So, oh no, that's an action.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess good old fashioned bonk.
Good old fashioned bonk.
Oh, never mind then.
But with a 12, you miss, very sadly. As you spin around with this hammer and yeah, just completely just easily dodges out of the way. Unfortunately, anything else in your turn? Any bonus actions? Any movement?
I'll bite him.
Bite him. Yeah, fair enough. Roll for bite.
There we go.
That's
No.
28. That you do nom. Roll the damage for bite. So that's 7. So you gain 7 temporary hit points. And yeah, you bite him, and I believe he now has to make a saving throw against being blinded from the holy aura, right?
No, it's when he hits us.
When he hits you with an attack, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
When the fiend under makes a yeah. Hits an effective creature with a melee attack, yeah. So when he hits any of us, he has to make
Okie
a
dokie.
save.
Well, seeing as that is the end of the round, did we want to take a quick 5-minute break here? And then we'll come back for what has been a fucking effective. I mean, I'll tell you now, in the first, so since getting him, like bringing him here, you've dealt 300 plus damage to him.
Fucking hell.
I was gonna say I worked mine out and it was 161.
Imagine
Yeah.
if all of those wasps has hit. Rather the damage.
If all of them wasps
It's halved.
hit, we would be looking at a very different.
I think given you only had
Not that much
you only
different,
had a
but
+4 modifier, I think and he had an AC has an AC of 19.
Yeah.
I think to get as many hits as you did was actually quite good.
yeah, it was actually
very well in the
pretty
first round.
insane.
If all that damage had gone through, that was what 170 damage almost.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of fucking crazy.
And you did how much, Giri?
161.
That was on your second turn, wasn't it? Or was that your both your turns to hit him, Sam?
That was the one turn with the action surge. I think on the first one I hit for about 50 something.
Yeah, so you've done about 200
Mm.
damage.
Yeah.
There's more to come.
Well,
All right, I will catch you guys in a little bit.
Yeah.
catch you guys in
See you
5
shortly.
minutes while I'm just going to quickly finish up my dinner.
There wasn't room for
Little
Griffin.
Percy
He's a smart part paladin, so well.
Fucking gets a all right sword and thinks he's all that. Oh, move on, Ben.
I'm moving on.
Let's go.
All right,
It's not only adventure.
round 2. Beginning of round 2. Navedo, you are up.
How many wasps have I got flying?
So you have 2 on each of these, and 3 on the blue one.
Okay.
I'm gonna write this shit down. But yes. So there's 2 on each of them except blue, who has 3. That is in the space of Kaiman. It can't move there. Also, these are large creatures, so you should be putting them in the center of.
They're medium creatures, Ben.
Yes, but it is a collection of of medium creatures,
Oh,
therefore making them large creatures.
What you
Well, actually, they go after Navedo anyway, so
They do.
Why, right?
They can fly, but it's only a 10-foot room. So
Navedo is going to come right up to this boy
I go over my head.
and he is going to cast a little spell known as Cone of Cold.
All right, I like it. I like it. Roll. What does he have to roll for Cone of Cold? Is that a con save by chance?
Probably. It is con save.
Con save. That is that is a 32 on his con save. But
Con for days.
boy does have con for days. But even with half damage from that, you do get past the threshold. So he will take 37 cold damage. No, half 37. What's half of 37? That's
18.
18. Thank you. So that is. And as he has taken 15 cold damage, he also has the following effects. Where is it? His speed is halved until the end of his next turn, and he takes a 1d4 penalty to all of his attack rolls.
Nice.
Because as you blast him with this cone of cold, he is just enveloped in this freeze, and all of a sudden, like all of the veins of lava and everything over him just sort of dim out, and his body sort of becomes stone, like just all volcanic stone. And you can see this does somewhat stop some of his movement. He is slightly slowed, and yeah, he is a little bit sort of impeded by this. But very well done. But he is still up and I guess somewhat raring. Next up would be the wasps, unless you have a bonus action or any more movement.
No.
Cool. Actually, then he's going to take a legendary action to just swing at you with this big great club. It's just his last one. Oh, but it's a disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Thank God, because that was a nat 20.
Oh.
That's a 5 plus 14. That's 19 to hit you.
How much?
19 to hit. So with his great club, that is. I'll just all of that. I'm gonna roll that on that. I'll do gear 2 on this. So that is 6 plus. So 16 bludgeoning damage and 16 fire damage.
Oh,
Save for Borasoth.
Con save for Borasoth. Absolutely. Yeah, 25.
Yeah, that passes.
Also, I forgot to say, Navedo, at the end of your turn, you take a level of burning. So roll me a d6.
Okay.
You take 1 point of fire damage at the end of your turn. And now because you've been hit by his great club, you have another level of burning. So you now are on 2 levels of burning.
Yes.
2d6 damage at the end of each of your turns.
Okay.
As your skin is, I'd say on 2 levels of burning, like you now have like, 2nd/3rd degree burns on you, but you're not physically on fire, but you are like blistering burning. It's fucking painful.
I cast Cone of Cold, so through some bullshit that's not real.
Your hands are fine, but the rest of you is not. Unless you want to cast it on yourself.
Does this make me better?
Cool. Then we have the wasps. So what are the wasps going to do? So we're going to have 2 attacks from each of them and 3 attacks from another one. So roll me 2 sets of 4d6. Well,
Yeah.
two sets of 4d6.
Right, so 4d6, roll
4d6 again. Sorry, not 4d6, 4d20.
d20, yeah.
D20. Why am I saying d6?
Whoa.
So +4. First one hits, second one misses, third one misses, fourth one hits. That's 2 hits so far. Then another set of 4d6. 4d20 even.
We're getting an advantage on this.
Yes, I'm going to say this for the first attack. This is red. That's
Okay.
attacking now.
There's
So
only 11 wasps left. Or like 9 wasps left, though. Don't forget.
oh yeah, we would done that. Okay, so
That's 8
instead
attacks there.
that is 8 attacks there. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll me another set of 4d20 twice. Because there's
No, no,
6.
Oh no, the 16.
There's 9 wasps technically left. So you'd need 18 sets of 4d20 basically. Right, so let's count it out in groups of 2. So there is 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit, 4 hit, I believe.
Four
So 4 hits. 4 hits. So roll me. Need a giant wasp fucking stat block again.
1d6 plus 2.
So I guess 4d6 plus 8.
That's decent.
15 plus 8, 23. Half down to 11. So that's right, that's fun. And then poison damage, he can't physically fail. But if it's 4, that's 12. So roll me 12d6 poison damage. And we'll half the result. And half it again because he's resistant to poison. That's all right. So 39 halved to 19 halved to 9. 9 poison
9.
damage. Fantastic. These wasps just swarm around him, just stabbing at his sort of stony skin. Does hurt him a little bit, but yeah, clearly not as much as you're expecting. Anything else on your turn? Anything on the wasp's turn even?
Nope.
Cool.
I see.
Then all the wasps will take a level of burning at the end of their turn, but I'm not going to bother with burning on the wasps because that's just d6s to roll and it's not going to matter too much. Borasoth's turn. Now, Borasoth's turn, he's taken a lot of damage in the space of about maybe sort of 7 seconds, 6 seconds. And so he's going to do something maybe a little unorthodox. He's going to
Fine fly.
Thunder step. Thunder step.
he's going to just give me 1 second just to see if they have the no, they don't know. Fuck. Token here, piece of shit. No, in which case he's going to cast. Yeah, okay, yeah. Who does he bring in? Yeah, you guys have really pissed him off in this last round. You've done so much damage. He's bringing out the big guns. Borasoth reaches down to his sort of like belt and raises up what looks like a sort of scroll, like one of them scrolls that isn't like a standalone scroll. It's sort of like in a case, and you sort of like can slide it out and back in. And it's got sort of all this. It's like got like a sort of like red metal case with all this sort of fancy like demonic sort of engraving over it. He pulls it out and he holds it in the air. And he says, "I summon you here now to fulfill the debt you owe.
Can you do it, Luke?
Help me defeat. Help me defeat these adversaries, and our debt is complete. It's time for a little reunion, don't you think?"
Oh, who's Ben bringing him? Yeah.
And
The shifter.
hearing in a space before you, in a swirl of fire and smoke, hear Maximilian Parian, Mittens, but not in the form you last saw him. You all last saw him as a green alien Githyanki. But here he stands, exactly as he was, a Leonin. His arm returned to him, his eye returned to him, his whole form perfect, as if when you very first met him. He's bought a new fancy like blue cloak. He clearly maybe isn't as strong and beefy as he once was, but he has an aura about him in other senses. He sort of like stands there. And as he appears, he goes, where am I? Guys, what's this? And then his eyes glaze over and fire brims in his eyes. And he looks to Borasoth and goes, "I am here to fulfill my debt. What do you ask of me?" Borasoth says, "Help me defeat these men who attack me. When they are defeated, you'll be free to go. A deal is a deal." "Yes, Master Borasoth," he says in this mindless sort of tone of voice. I'm gonna roll some initiative for Mittens, as it would appear Mittens has joined the party. Actually, instead of Borasoth, he wouldn't say Borasoth. He would say Balzanor. Just as a small thing. Oh, Mittens has rolled pretty good. Rolled a 19, so that's just after. That's just before Borasoth. So Mittens isn't going to get to go until.
Probably one scenario where rolling high wasn't actually very good.
Yeah, kind of. Well, his character sheet's taken a fucking age to load in, so I'm just going to try.
I wouldn't bother. I'm going to go cut his head off.
Please leave his head intact.
You will try.
Stick a
Right.
Yankee head back on it and say, "This is how it was supposed to be."
That's Borasoth's bonus action. It's just holding up a thing and bringing someone in and saying some stuff. So this is action. Well, it's time to bonk some heads. So who's next to him other than Mr. Konov called himself, Navedo, and Kaiman? So guess we're going for these guys, unless he has any spells he'd like to cast. I think he does have some. But is he going to do this? No, actually, no. He's brought in the thing. He's going to leave that to him. So yeah, he's just going to make a bunch of attacks against Navedo. First attack against Navedo is a 24. That's with the gore attack. I'm assuming that hits Navedo.
I'm a
Is that
disadvantage. Yeah.
Disadvantage. It's a 9 plus. Oh god, what's 9 plus 14? It's 23. Which I'm assuming still hits. So that is 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 3. That's 6 plus 2. That's 8. 8 plus 8 is 16 points of piercing damage from his gore with his horns. You don't have to make any kind of save because you took a hero's feast, so you're immune to poison damage. Next attack. Oh wait, he has to make a saving throw against being blinded.
Yes, DC 20 con save against blinded.
18 plus 13.
Yeah.
Passes.
So
Easy.
Numbers.
he has to roll a 1 or a 2 to fail.
He has to roll a what?
A 1 or a 2 to fail.
1 or a 2 to fail. Shit. Why 1 or a 2? I thought it was against your. I thought against your save. Your
Yeah,
save
but if he
DC.
rolls a. Oh wait, sorry, I did math. No, yeah, sorry, he's got plus 13, not a. Yeah, I did math.
Yeah, so he has to roll a like
1 to
9 or below to fail.
No, 1 to 6.
6 or below to fail.
Yeah,
Right.
I did math wrong.
So second attack is a 2, but that's 2 plus 14. That's 16. Does a 16 hit you, Navedo?
Yes.
That is unfortunate. That is going to be his
Oh, you are
claw
vulnerable,
attack,
my friend.
which is only 2. So that's 2. It's 4 plus 8 is 12 points of slashing damage from his claw. Next up is his great club, which so he gores you, slashes down with his claw, and then with the momentum going one way, he brings it back the other way with his massive great club. 18 plus 14 hits. So that's 2d. So that's 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 8 is 20 points of bludgeoning damage. And roll it on here. That's not very good. 15 points of fire damage. And the last one is his kick. Can you make me, assuming he hits, 9 plus 14 hits, can you make me a strength saving throw, please? $18 is just enough to stay on your feet against his kick. But it does deal 2d.
He can't believe he hasn't floored this weedy little wherever the fuck you are.
5 plus 9. Shit. That's 14 plus 8 is 22? 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
How are you looking, Luke?
No good.
You also gain another level of burning from being hit with his great club, so now it's 3d6 at the end of your turn.
How do I get released? Do I just need to go in the
So
water?
you either need to go in the water, a strong wind or cold damage. You can take an action to make a dexterity check to get rid of 2 points of burning, or any healing. Healing from 0 to 10 will heal you, like will get rid of 1 level. 10 to 20, 2 levels. 20 to 30, 3 levels. Yada yada yada. Sorry, I got that wrong. So no, I didn't get that wrong. I got that right. Yeah. So for every 10 points of healing, you lose 1 level of burning. Time for the healer to pick it up. Cool. And then I think that's pretty much his turn as he just stares down at you now as he's essentially headbutted you, clawed you, clubbed you, and then kicked you. He's feeling pretty chuffed with himself.
Did he give you the whole works?
He gave him the whole works because Navedo's the one that A, some of the wasps, and B, kind of colded him, whereas Kaiman
Potentially
swung
throw a
and
snake into
missed.
it, but did he also take his default penalty to his attack rolls?
Oh, he didn't. But what's your AC, Luke?
15.
Oh, here,
15.
kid. Just that 16 might have not hit.
That 16. Yeah, let's roll me a d4, Luke. Anything above a 1, you're fine.
No, it needs to be a 2.
Hi.
Because meets it beats it.
Yeah.
So
So
that's it.
yeah, that's what I mean. Anything above a 1 and he's
Oh,
fine
right,
because he rolled a 16. Yeah. So unfortunately,
But you had
things
one
stay
job.
as things stay as they are.
Sorry, Luke, I tried.
You tried.
Does it need to do a whole bunch of con saves?
Oh yeah, he needs to do like a whole bunch of. So
Yeah,
he
he
did them
does.
for the first two.
Four.
He did them for the first 2 attacks. I forgot to do them for the last 2 attacks. So next 2 attacks, that is a 7 plus. That's a 20,
That meets my spell save.
and the 19 plus.
Does Navedo need to do concentration checks for his bats? Sorry, for his wasps.
Is conjure animals a
Yeah,
concentration
okay.
spell?
I'm so deep in your chair.
Yes, it is a concentration spell. Roll me 4 Constitution saves, Luke. You need a 14 or higher.
Do I
Yeah.
need to continue?
I am very, very sorry.
It's fine. They were just weighing me down, so I couldn't do these spells.
That is
to
very,
its
very
peak
true.
level.
I mean, you absolutely could do. I've just screwed myself for deleting all those. But there we go. Right, so that is Borasoth's turn. Giri, you are now up. You can see Mittens just sort of stood there now, looking, almost taking in the scene. Borasoth just absolutely fucking wailing on Navedo.
I'll see.
Scroll
I'll see
thing that he was holding, by the way, he put back on his belt,
Okay.
in case anyone would like to know about that. But that is it.
If I can get here, will I get advantage with Navedo?
Here, yes.
Okay.
Bear in mind that space with the yellow circle is taken up by Doc's big thing.
Yeah. Can move through it there, right? Yeah.
A guardian occupies that space and is indistinct except for a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned upon the symbol of your deity.
Well, it says it occupies the space, but it's an ally, so I'll allow it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can
run
go
to-
through
Otherwise,
the
we're just
space.
working out fucking things going random, and I'm sure you can go to
Okay. I'm gonna go there. Before I go there, I'll see Mittens and I'll shout at Doc. I'll say, he's not a bad fellow. Don't hurt him. See if he can get him out. And then I'll see Navedo getting absolutely destroyed, and I'll go and help him.
Alrighty.
3 attacks. I'll take the -5 on this one. Does not hit. -5 on the next one. Oh dear. Not
Does not
-5
hit.
on this one. 23.
23 does hit. The brief seeing of Mittens kind of rattles you for a minute, and your attacks are easily blocked, but eventually you manage to get one in for 17 points of damage.
Action surge. And won't do the -5 on this one. I should have. 13. I'll reroll that one. So 16 damage.
16 damage.
Then we'll go again, and we'll take a -5 on this one. 25.
25 hits.
That's 26 damage. Ignore the second one. No for me there.
26 damage.
And then last hit, we'll take the -5 again. 28. 30 damage.
30 damage. Sounds.
I'm hitting him with fireballs.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You just, like, after the first 2 misses, you almost bring yourself back into a slightly more sort of practiced stance, sort of focusing your mind. And yeah, you just absolutely go to town on this guy, on this demon, sort of just like on his back and on his sort of thighs and things. There's just gouts of this almost lava just pouring down his back now. It's like glowing, from where, like, Navedo sort of like essentially froze his body over you, now just revealing all of these parts over him again, just with your slashes and strikes. Very, very nicely done. Anything else on your turn, Giri?
How's he looking?
He's starting to look fairly rough now.
Okay. I'll bonus action second wind for myself. 23 points.
Okie dokie. Cool. In which case, is he gonna do this? No, he's not. Doc, you're up.
I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon at 4th level.
Alrighty, dragging your spiritual weapon.
Is it like that's my bonus action. Is it like an action or a bonus action to like make a check to see how Balzanor is looking?
Whichever one. I mean, it can be an action. You'll get much more of a thorough sort of look, or you can use a bonus action for a sort of quick glance, but it'll tell you about where you need to be. So you can use both, basically.
Okay.
And that was 89 damage.
That's
By the way,
that's my bonus action to do that.
Alrighty.
So,
I know I have your fucking thing here somewhere.
I've got it.
You've got it, right. Yep, you've got it. That's fine.
Pop it out there, and so it is going to.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, Mittens is going to counterspell that. He sees you casting the spell. Mittens is what's Mittens' intelligence? I can't open Mittens' character sheet for some reason.
Oh, his intelligence is -1. I'll see if I can open it if you want.
Yeah, I'm struggling to open it in a minute. It's weird. Gaviak's up, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I've got it. If you need anything.
Okay. -1. He's gonna
-1.
He's gonna do that at 3rd level then.
Okay.
So he needs to roll.
Yeah.
Check.
DC 14 charisma check.
Fails. Couldn't be bothered to grab my dice. Fails and therefore doesn't pass. There we go. Finally got it open on my other screen. When you summon your spiritual weapon, you can attack with it.
Yes, I'm just looking for it on my sheet. There we go.
Ooh, there we go.
I believe this is set up wrong for the scaling. That hasn't rolled at any level. So that's rolled 1d8, whereas it should be 2d8. So I'll roll another 2. So that is
9.
18, 20, 25.
25 points of damage. Yeah, as you summon the spiritual weapon, there's just this resounding gong, like this holy sort of gong that echoes throughout this room as it smacks him across the face. Nicely done.
And then for
and for your action,
I'm going to make a medicine check to see where we're at.
Okie dokie. Yeah.
I'll take 2 crits in a row.
Yeah. You can tell you're not quite there yet, but certainly I would probably say 4/5 almost the way there.
So he's about 20% health.
Yeah, sort of around 4/5.
So you want him under 10, do you?
Yeah. Sort of about 20% health near and around.
Okay, and then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet around here. Just I've got an eye on Navedo, but I'm generally out of sight, as I know Navedo took a bit of a pounding. That's my turn.
Cool. Alrighty. Next up is now. See, is he gonna do that or is he gonna not? He is. He's gonna cast Fireball on himself as a legendary action. All 3 legendary actions are go. Everyone needs to make a dex save.
Advantage?
Yes, you do get advantage. He just throws it at the floor.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to use Indomitable to roll that again.
Thank God for the advantage.
With the radius, if
Does
he
not
senses it on
matter.
himself, does that hit mittens?
Yeah, it does.
Do you want me to roll stuff for mittens? Because I managed to get a sheet open.
Yes, please. I did manage to get a sheet open actually, so
Oh.
I can
Well,
I can roll it for
there
him.
you go. Feel free to choose.
I
which one
think
you want.
Ben should roll.
So
What a waste of 3
that
crits
is
in a
going to
row, huh?
be. I'm not going to bother rolling 8d6 right there. I'm going to roll it on my computer with Google because Google has dice. 28, perfectly average damage. So for those of you who failed, that would be Navedo, Giri,
Sorry,
and
I got a 19.
Kaiman. Can you also roll me a dex save? Yes, a 19 fails.
Fuck off.
I'm very, very sorry.
What a very dexterous bunch of boys.
How much? Sorry, did you say?
28.
You did.
I'm not dead, but I am on the floor.
Are you unconscious?
I am.
Oh no.
Remember, even unconscious people take damage at the end of their turns
Or for the burning.
for the burning.
Oh, we do have to do another reincarnation.
Burning doesn't go away when you go down. So 28 damage to everyone except for Mittens, who takes 14, and that is another level of burning on everyone except for Mittens, who doesn't get a level of burning. So that'd be a level 4 burning on Navedo, level nothing burning on Kaiman, and level 1 burning on Giri. Awesome.
This one isn't damage. It's because the attack was.
For you, it's half damage, yes, because you're immune to fire / resistant to fire. So, yeah, for you, it's half damage. So you take 14. Kaiman, apologies. Nice. That is Borasoth's legendary. All of his legendary actions gone, and now it is Kaiman's turn. Kaiman, you can see a friend has fallen before you. What would you like to do?
There we go. I will.
Sorry, just quickly. I've got Sentinel. I'm just reading the wording. It's quite confusing. So it says when a creature makes an attack against a target other than you. Because you told me there as well.
Yeah, that wasn't an attack. That was a spell.
But then it says
And it's it's so any attack, meaning like ranged or I suppose spell attack. But he's not making a spell attack. He's making you pass a saving throw. That's how that sort of differentiates. Kaiman, what you up to?
I'm gonna do cleric things. Yes. Charge to the fallen man.
It's right next to you.
Steps on Navedo's chest. That's a rip.
But,
Definitely failed.
let's go with cure wounds. Level. How much health does he have, Max?
What's your max health that you can have?
145 plus the
Okay.
12, so 100 and
160 something, 167.
I won't reach that high.
Good.
Do I?
Gotta be quick. Round's going.
And 8. I'm not going to use sunburst.
Okay, roll an 8th level cure wounds.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, that has not been nice. I mean, the 7s are nice, but otherwise it's not been nice to you. That is 30 points of healing to you, Navedo. And with 30 points of healing, that is 3 levels of burning gone. So you now only have 1 level of burning. What? You're alive. On the
Thank
ground.
you, crocodile man.
Thumbs up. And then I nom the angry bull and I go, "You're utterly terrible." And that's the only comment that he knows.
At the end of the round, there suddenly appears a bright light, sort of on the ground, somewhere near you. Just this sort of like brief flash of light, this circle. And all of a sudden, where is he? Where's my boy?
Bottom left.
That's Daviak, I think.
Daviak
Ah,
is in the fray, teleporting in from absolutely out of nowhere. He
What
suddenly
an
comes in.
enemy.
Just, duh! You just left with, you teleported without me. I wasn't sure where everyone was. I've never been here. This is nice. Oh shit, Mittens? But oh fuck, that's why is Mittens? Why is oh my god! Just starts like pulling out his sword. Like, is Mittens good or bad? His eyes are glowing.
He's
Unknown.
temporarily bad. Yeah, temporarily treated as hostile.
Things
Probably
are
bad.
fucking
They're
easy
making
with
some
Mittens.
sort of payment for deals.
Things are fucking good with Mittens, is it? And Daviak's gonna roll initiative. Daviak also got a 1 on his initiative.
You want to
I think you
But
missed a little bite attack. With Kaiman, right?
did I? That is fine. I will do that now, but I'm just gonna stick Daviak on the initiative order.
Better with his bite than he is with his magical life.
20 does hit with your bite though. So roll the damage for the bite. 9 points of slashing damage, but that is halved because it's non-magical, so 14. Nice. Cool. Then we go to Navedo. Navedo, you're on the floor. You've just been healed. Ruse is still hurting. You're still burning a little bit. What would you like to do?
I would like to try Cone of Cold once more.
Alrighty.
Oh, what level do you cast? Or you just roll
Fucking
Yeah.
40. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he needs to make a. Oh, very interesting. That is a natural 1. So that is he's gonna take the full 40 fucking damage. And that blast of cone of cold, yeah, just like begin. He just sort of, you didn't quite realize it's coming with Giri's attacks and sort of thinking you're down with everything that's going on and looking at Daviak, and then he sort of almost turns back in your direction. You just blast his face with this cold, and it just sears down his body. Very, 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 very nicely done. He's now, yeah, looking pretty sort of haggard over. Is that everything on your turn?
No. And to risk attack of opportunity
Okie dokie.
and go to the waters of healing.
Get disadvantage on it.
It's either really good or really bad.
It's another natural 1.
It's really good.
So the first one was a 9. The first roll was a 19. I will point out. Second one was a 1. Fuck.
Can I use
yeah.
my reaction to, because he's
Oh.
attacked one that isn't me.
Yes, of course you can.
It's a straight roll, isn't it? There's no advantage or anything.
Yep, straight roll.
Oh, 18 just
18. As he swings for him, he almost uses momentum as he hears your blade singing through the air to come back and just block. But it is now Mitten's turn. Who, we haven't seen Mittens in a long time, but Mittens is going to come back And it's almost kind of scary how there is no expression on his face. There is no emotion. You've always known Mittens to be quite a loud individual. He is a Leonin who can roar after all. But in this moment, Mittens just sort of very solemnly and quietly pulls out his, what does he have, JJ? Lute? Something like that?
Bagpipes.
Bagpipes. Oh, how could I fucking forget?
How could
Bagpipes.
you forget the bagpipes?
So he just solemnly pulls out these bagpipes, starts playing on these bagpipes, and he's going to cast. Now I'm torn here because he either casts very high that or very high that. He's going to cast. Yeah, can. Can Giri make me? Oh wait, does it say that more people can do this? Yes, you can. So, oh, they need to be within a certain radius of each other. 5. Yeah, you guys are all within 30 feet. Can I get Navedo, Kaiman, and Giri to please make me wisdom saving throws?
Got advantage on this. Oh,
Your DC is 19 for Mittens.
we've all passed.
You have all passed against a hold person, which would have been bad because being paralyzed means that every attack on you is a crit. But that is, I think, all Mittens is going to do. Does he have a bonus action he can do? I don't think he has a bonus action.
Bardic inspiration for one of us, his old pals.
Oh, yeah. He's going to, yeah, fuck it. He's going to give his old pal Borasoth Bardic inspiration.
How much that's just like a tone deaf. Really
Yeah, it is like,
beats.
yeah, it is literally like all of this is pretty much a pretty sort of tone deaf, like muted, very mellow tone. And then his Bardic inspiration to Borasoth is just. Just
It reminds me of the
reminds me of the screams of hell. Don't know why I turned into Dracula for a minute there. Fuck. But yeah, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. That's Borasoth's turn. Next up is Mittens' turn. Next up it is Borasoth. Borasoth. See, here's the thing. Giri's been attacking him a lot. Actually, this happens first. You can see Borasoth now with Mittens there, and he prepares to cast a spell. He says, "Well, gentlemen, this has been fun. A nice little test, but I really must be going." And he begins to cast a spell. He begins to, but then he stops. He hesitates. It's almost like as he's preparing this incantation and almost in the final sort of flare of it to slam his hammer down, he can't. Something is stopping him. He just strains there for a moment and can't just push that final thing down. So instead, he's going to go against Kaiman and Giri. Instead, he's going to do his Claw Great Club against a Gore Great Club against Giri. He's going to go Giri, Kaiman, Giri, Kaiman. So first attack against Giri, that's an 18 plus 14. That hits.
disadvantage.
With disadvantage, of course. I apologize. Nat 20 on the second one.
Yeah.
Take the 18. So Gore attack, that is 4d6. 1, 2, 3. So that's for 7 plus what's that? Oh right. 7 plus 13 plus 6. That's 16 plus. That's 24 on the Gore. 24 piercing damage. Then against Kaiman, that is disadvantage 4 plus 14, that's 18, misses. Against Giri, it's a 10 and a 6, So that's 6 plus 14 is an unnatural 20. What's your AC with the new armor?
Still hits, yeah.
Still hits. So it's gore attack, claw against Kaiman. So this is a great club against you, which is 2d8. 2 plus. Fuck, so that's 18 bludgeoning damage plus 27 fire damage. And then the final attack against Kaiman. Another nat 20, but I can't use it. That's a 10 plus 14 is a 24. Kaiman, are you using shield? Kaiman's using shield. Giri, you gain 1 more level of burning.
He landed. He needs to make a con save.
Oh yes, everyone who landed, which is 2 of them, needs to make a con save. 12 plus 13 and 11 plus 13.
Cool.
Uh,
I'm not sure what effect it's going to have even if he is blinded, because he'll still have disadvantage. But
I mean, it might have some thematic disadvantages. You don't know. We'll
I guess
see.
anything that requires
Yeah. But with that, we're going to go to Giri. Giri, you are up. You can see he's bleeding quite profusely in many places. There's sort of like lava blood. What would you like to do?
Fighting spirit. Strike.
Spirit.
33.
33 hits.
16 damage. How's he looking after that?
After that, so let me just work out that. 16. 6. I would bad. Unless you make a check, you're not going to get a accurate representation. Just bad. Pretty bad, anyway.
Pretty bad.
he was below 10%.
Yes, Luke. Reduced speed and sorry, the one minus
It's a bit
-1d4 on
100
attack
though.
rolls, but that wouldn't have made any effect anyway.
I think I'll still go in with my 2 hits. And see where we're at.
I mean,
It'll be nice and low at
I made the check on my turn.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Kaiman hit him, Navedo hit him for 40 cold damage, and you've now hit him, so he's taken 60 odd damage.
So I say roughly he's on roughly 5. Let's say it's 500 roughly his health.
He would
So he probably is
he would be below 10% now.
Oh, I sort of just want to hit him again.
I mean, you could make a bonus action check and then.
I've already used my bonus action.
Well, it's up to you.
Do you hit him or do you not?
If I think he looks somewhat ready. Oh, fuck's sake!
I mean, he looks bad, but it's been looking bad for a round now.
We've got to pin him down as well, so you could try and grapple him and stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him one more time and then I'll try and grapple him.
Cool.
Okie dokie.
27.
27
18 damage.
does hit. 18 damage. He's not dead.
Okay. And then I'll shout to Doc. I think he's ready. And I'll try and grapple him.
Okie dokie. That is opposed athletics checks. He's a +8 to this check. So let's see. Roll me athletics.
25.
He is grappled.
Actually, so much bigger than me.
He is much bigger than you, but it is easy enough to just sort of, you would have trained in the art of sort of like grabbing certainly bigger opponents than yourself. Maybe not necessarily this big, but some rules still apply, using their weight to get him into a sort of lock. So you've sort of got like his offhand sort of like pulled almost back like that to the point where he could still grab you with it if he wanted to. But generally he's not moving. He's not moving anywhere anytime soon.
So all I've done is reduce his speed to 0, haven't I?
Yes.
final bit of my turn, I'll shout so that Kaiman and Doc can hear. I'll say some healing would be nice.
I think Borasoth would just look at Mittens and goes, "The same thing applies to you."
So just 2 tanks trying to get some healing.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, so that is Giri's turn. Next up, it is Daviak. And Daviak is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can you get there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you can only go here 30. And I think he's going to try and follow Giri's footsteps and try and grapple him. So I'll let one of you guys do this. So one of you roll me what's his athletics? Can one of you roll me a d20 plus 9?
I'm there. 19.
19. First grapple check doesn't go off for Daviak, but he has 2 attacks, so he can try again. So can you roll me another d20 plus 9?
Someone else do it. And do better. You fit the brief.
It is close, but on the second one, Daviak does manage to grab his sort of like pauldron on the top part of his arm and just sort of keep him there. He's still just grappled, but in this moment, he's going to have to, any checks to break out of it are going to be a disadvantage now, because there's 2 of you grappling him.
And do you take the burning damage at the end of your go?
You do take the burning damage at the end of your go. So yes, I apologize. You should have been taking some burning damage at the end of your turn.
Yeah, 2d6.
2d6, yeah.
And did you say it only goes up if they hit you, doesn't it?
If you take damage from fire, or if you fail a saving throw against fire.
Okay.
Cool. Borasoth, seeing that he is now surrounded and being grappled, is going to all 3 legendary actions again. Fireball at his feet. He can still make attacks. So can I get Giri? I'll do Daviak, Kaiman, and Navedo. Can you all please make me dexterity saving throws? I'll say Giri, Navedo, you're in the water. Not very deep in the water though. No, you won't gain a level of burning if you fail the saving throw. But
Is that with advantage?
that is with advantage.
Thank goodness.
So you're fine. Everyone else, however,
What's the save?
huh?
What was the save to hit?
20.
Alright, cool.
So unfortunately, Navedo, you pass. Everyone else unfortunately fails. That is going to be 8d6.
I'm burning the hat at the moment.
That's 24 points of fire damage to all of those. So Kaiman, you take 12. Navedo, you take 12. Giri and Daviak are going to take the full 24. And Giri, you gain 1 level of burning. So does Daviak.
I'm on 3. I'm burning bright, baby.
Burning bright.
Shine bright.
Burning bright.
Diamond.
Cool.
Or a can.
Then next up we have Doc. Doc, what are you doing?
So for this ritual burn, what you've told me is when you perform the spell in a special way, performing an incantation that goes over 3 rounds. So for 3 rounds of combat, you need to keep this being subdued within 30 feet of you, speaking loud enough for it to hear you, and speaking with heart, with feeling. That's all there is to it, like stealing candy from a terrifying demon baby possessing your friend. So is it my action every round to do this?
I would say yes.
Okay.
That is your action every round. You are performing this incantation.
Right.
That is what you're focused on.
15. Okay. So as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word at 3rd level on Giri, so you regain 18 hit points. because I don't need
Nice.
to roll for spells anymore, for healing spells anymore.
Nice.
You just
Yep,
get the
Doc
max.
just does the max.
And then for my action, I will start casting this ritual to perform
Alrighty.
this exorcism, calling upon the might of Apollo to cleanse the spirit of Balzanor and separate him from Borasoth.
Alrighty. As you begin doing this ritual, you stand there and begin performing the incantation, holding your hammer out in front of you, your holy focus as well in your other hand, and they begin glowing very brightly with this just bright golden light that just almost like takes over the fire, takes over the torches, and just sort of begins to radiate throughout the room. And you can see there is this golden light that begins to appear within Borasoth's chest, within the center of his chest. But that is your turn.
Yeah.
That's job.
Clean.
Kaiman,
Holy
Are you now
Aura is gone.
concentrating on that? I was going to say,
Concentrate
yeah.
on that. Holy Aura is gone.
Holy Aura is gone. Kaiman, what are you doing? Borasoth is grappled, not restrained. And yeah, everyone seems to be grappling him. What would you like to do? Do you have anything that could grapple him, restrain him, paralyze him? Or you yourself could just try and make a check to keep him there as well?
I know this.
You're up right after Navedo, so have a think.
Would Spirit Guardian help?
Spirit Guardians deals damage, and you're not
Okay.
sure if dealing any more damage would banish him back to hell, so probably not.
Oh yeah, just hold on. Live life.
Holding on to him, fine. Can you roll me an athletics check to try and hold on to him? I'll say if three of you holding this guy, that is going to be restrained.
Ah.
What does he have to do to break it? Beat all three of us in individual athletics checks?
Probably yes. He would need to. He would.
Yeah.
He would certainly need to break from. Yeah, probably all three of you. So 16, unfortunately, isn't enough to beat him as you try and, so if you imagine, Giri's holding one arm, Daviak's holding the other, you try and, hold on to his horns, but much like a sort of, raging bull, he just sort of shrugs you off and almost, gouges out your eye with his horn, but you manage to dodge out of the way. That is your action. Do you have a bonus action you'd like to use? And, healing word or anything like that?
Yeah, I might as well.
Who would you like to healing word? Giri, Sam's character, is looking fairly low. Navedo, behind you, is also looking pretty low in the water as well.
Isn't this good?
Yeah, that's Giri.
Yeah. Very.
All right. What level are you casting it at?
5.
5? That is pretty good. That's 19 points of healing back to you, Giri.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Cool. Then we're going to go to Navedo. Navedo, what would you like to do? Everyone seems to be grappling around Borasoth at the minute. Mittens is still stood there with his bagpipes just blowing on them. Going for it. What would you like to do?
I'm going to try casting Charm Person on Mittens.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Tell me about Charm Person. What does he have to roll?
He has to roll. Why can I not see his? Oh my god.
Bear in mind, Charm Person makes them indifferent to you. Not necessarily anyone else. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to Oh, well, wisdom save. Wisdom save.
Okay, I'll just roll it on his character sheet. He's a -1 to wisdom. This is why this is quite an interesting. 16. Assuming that doesn't pass.
That's really irritating because my spell save DC is 16.
It's got to be higher than that.
Yeah, it's got to be higher than that. What's your wisdom? Like what is your wisdom score?
My wisdom score. Oh, sorry, one sec. It's 19. 19.
19.
+4.
I was going to say, if you're 17th level druid and your save is 16, that is not great. The spell ends. Wisdom save, and does so with advantage if you and your companions are fighting it. I would say he does this with advantage because you're fighting him. But there we go, that's a 2. If it fails, saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was you. Okay. So you have advantage on any sort of anything you would like to say to him. Is there anything you'd like to say to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna call across to him and tell him to stay out of this for his own good. Leave us with it. Leave us to deal with this and don't get involved in a slightly more charismatic manner.
But that's my master. I must protect my master Borasoth.
No, not true, mate. It's not true.
Roll me a persuasion check.
It's literally the worst.
Or intimidation, if you'd like to make it sort of more intimidating.
I will go with either because they're rubbish.
17. All right. I'm gonna roll a whiz save for Mittens now to see what he does, because at the end of the day, he's indifferent to you, but he owes a debt to Thing, and he is literally bound by duty, by a bond, to serve Borasoth. Your charm person spell has charmed him, however, and you're telling him of this. So let's see how he does on a whiz save. 12. Okay. He seems somewhat receptive. He's like, okay, I must help Borasoth, but I can't. Oh, I can't. You're telling me I shouldn't.
All I'm telling you
What
is
do I do?
to take no action.
Take no action. Is this hurting him? Is this
No.
hurting my master?
This will save your master.
This will save Balzanor. Oh. I mean, it looks like it's hurting him at the minute. I'm not sure if this. By the way, this is because everything's happening at the same time. Anyone else can chime in and pitch in for this. Because like, oh, but it looks like it's hurting him. I'm not entirely sure. This is all very confusing. I don't know. I guess we'll leave it at that for now. But good looking out. It is now Mitten's turn. Let me see what he's got on his spell list, because as much as... Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's not... What does Mittens have for healing? That's a good question, because if we think that you've told him no and you've charmed him...
And that's it.
Yeah, he has healing word and that's it. Right. Then... I suppose with that, yeah, I suppose he is going to help him defeat them by doing what he said. Borasoth said, you know, you as well heal me. He's going to heal him. He's going to heal him at level 4. Fuck it, why not? Heal him at level 4. That's 4d4.
4 plus 5.
Plus 5, so that's 15 hit points. That's really not very great. Cool. Cool. That's what he's going to do for his bonus action, and for his action, he's going to deliberate the everythings of what's going on at the minute, and yeah, just generally, I might have a think about this for just 1 second, because it does feel a little. But no, he's cast Healing Word at the minute, so I guess he's just gonna play his bagpipes and say, "Borasoth, is this helping?" In all craziness, because he has -1 intelligence. Cool. Then we go to Borasoth himself, who is restrained. And so let me just look up. Let me look up some things. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Borasoth casts Thunderwave. No, Thunderstep. Sorry, because it is only verbal components. Daviak, counterspells. That happens, but to counterspell, Daviak does have to let go to counterspell. That's what happens on Borasoth's turn. Giri, are you just holding on?
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Can I-
Anything you'd like to do on your turn, or
One. I offer aid in some way. I mean, I'll hit a fighting spirit just to give myself 15 temporary hit points.
okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
Cool. Daviak is going to try and grab him again. Can someone roll me a d20 plus 9 to sort of re-up his grapple?
Ryan, you haven't done it yet. For Daviak.
Ryan, roll me a d20. Add 9. Three plus 9 is 12,
So good.
which is a lot better than his 10. 2 plus 8. He doesn't have proficiency in athletics. So Daviak does manage to grapple him, which means he's once again fully restrained. Doc, we go to you. Another round of you performing this incantation. Any bonus actions?
Continuing to just call down the power of Apollo and just chanting Regra, Terra, Cantere, Dio, Basile, Domino.
I love it. Nice.
I'll throw out another bonus action healing word, this time to Navedo.
Cool.
Again at 3rd level, so you gain 18 hit points.
Cool. Kaiman, are you doing anything? What would you like to do?
I think while he's wrapped up, I'll go around healing. Who would like 70?
Like 70 hit points. Well, Navedo behind you was pretty hurt. Giri next to you has also taken a pretty big beating.
I'll take 70, but if Navedo needs it more. But I'm currently in the line of fire.
I do have the ability to heal myself.
Okay, I'll heal.
All right. 70 hit points. Giri, you gain 70 hit points. Yeah. Very different to Doc's healing. Doc's healing is warm and fuzzy and lovely. This healing is kind of cold, a little weird and slimy feeling, but it gets the job done.
There's mud, you know?
Yeah. Cool. That's Kaiman's go. Navedo, what are you doing? So you've seen some healing going on. You've seen Mittens healing Borasoth. What would you like to do? Mittens is still sort of deliberating between himself what to do here. He's charmed by you, but under command of Borasoth.
I'm going to use my Staff of Entangling.
Okay. To entangle
To try
Borasoth.
and entangle Borasoth.
Okay. And I believe entangle is restrained, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, fantastic. Creature must succeed in a strength dex save. Fantastic. Spell save DC will be restrained, but he is already restrained, so I believe he fails dex saves. So Dex and strength saves. So he fails, and you suddenly just watch as all these vines and things grow from the bottom of Navedo's staff, grow up his legs, around his body, around his arms, and just begin almost like pulling him down to the ground. These vines and tree roots and branches just begin, just pulling at him. And Giri and Daviak both just feel a slight sort of tension get pulled off of your grip as, he becomes restrained. Somewhat freeing the rest of you to somewhat do what you want. Mittens again. Mittens is still fucking thinged, and does he get to make a save at the end of his turn? A John Reacher? When the spell ends. So Maximilian Mittens Harrian, what are you doing, pal? I'm gonna give him another wisdom save, and this is just to see whether he goes between. So if he fails, he's going to go between you. He's going to go sort of more towards you guys' side and just give his master some more healing. If he passes, I'm going to say he does decide that what people are doing is a little bit much, and he's going to go towards other people. I'm going to set this at about sort of, I was going to say about 18 anyway. So in which case he's going to decide that all this stuff going on is, it's not good for his master. Although he likes you and you've asked him, to leave what's going on, he doesn't quite trust it fully. And so just really, really quickly looking at his spell list again, he's just going to say, okay, everyone just stop. And he's going to once again try and hold person people. So can I get everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw?
Daviat, you don't want to counterspell this one?
He can't, because he used his counterspell, and it's not back to his turn yet.
So what was the save? Wisdom. Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw, DC 19.
Huh.
Yikes.
That is
Don't have an advantage.
second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth level. That's his sixth level spell slot gone. 5.
Oh, we do have advantage on these.
Do we? Oh yes, it's a
Oh,
wisdom
yes.
save.
Hero's Feast. Oh my god.
It's a wisdom
Oh my
save.
God.
Hope for better.
Oh, thank God,
That
I
would have been
remembered,
bad.
sir. That would have been so bad if I
Well,
got paralyzed.
well fucking remembered. Well remembered, sir. We'll try and rush
Oh.
through this because I'm aware we are now over the time. Everyone passes that, I believe, except for Kaiman. Kaiman, you become paralyzed. So unfortunately, you can't do anything. Brilliant. Then, so we would go then from, so that's Mittens' turn. Borasoth's turn, he's restrained. He's going to try and escape. He needs to make a check, I believe it says. While restrained with the vines, creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On a success, it frees itself and the vines vanish. Here's the interesting thing is, okay, so that's a 3. Doesn't get out. And the thing is, his legendary resistance only works if people are burning. He consumes people's levels of burning to use his legendary resistance. But at the minute, no one's burning because of everyone's healing. So, moot point. Can't use legendary resistance. We then go to Giri. Anything on your turn, Giri?
If he's we're not actually grappling him anymore. He's restrained by.
Yeah, he's restrained by vines.
Come over here and grapple Mittens.
All right. Roll me an athletics check to grapple Mittens. You do get like 3 attempts at this. So he's going to use acrobatics to try and weasel himself away. That's a 12 from. Oh wait, no. What was that? Oh, that was a 26. So first one
Oh Christ! Try again. Probably fail.
makes it. Second one
12.
makes it.
15. Oh yes, slippery little cat.
Third one makes it. You're trying to sort of use some like I don't know, like Taekwondo, Kung Fu shit to just try and like wrap him up. But yeah, he's a very, very slippery little cat and he's making it out.
That's me.
Daviak. Daviak is gonna try and do the same thing. He's gonna run around here, try and do it. Someone make 2d20 plus roll 2d20 plus 9.
21. No, 23.
So that's gonna be first one does it. First one grapples Mittens. And then Doc, I believe that now your 3rd round.
That is the 3rd round of casting this again, chanting for Apollo, and it's like Ki Fertis Ascenditi Super Caleum.
Super Callium.
Super Callium! Fantastic. Well, as this golden light in his chest begins growing and growing and growing, it stops growing. And there is just this these 2 voices being torn and pulled apart, but they just can't. They're pulling and pulling and pulling. And we'll see next session how this all works out, as we're at the end of this. But that is the end of the session. Thank you all very, very much for joining me. I hope you'll enjoyed this bit of combat against Borasoth, who's technically just a pit fiend with legendary actions. It's a good job you beat up a pit fiend.
What was its HP?